All scribes were humans, they all made mistakes, and because the printing press was not invented until 1454, no two manuscripts are exactly alike, period. All of them have differences, and there's several hundred differences between our two closest manuscripts, maybe even a couple thousand differences between the two closest. You multiply that out by all the Greek New Testament manuscripts we have, and then the manuscripts in other ancient languages. The New Testament was translated into a number of different languages early on because of missionary endeavor. They translated it into Latin. We have 10,000 Latin New Testament manuscripts today. They translated into Syriac. We have at least 1,500 of those, and Coptic and Armenian and Gothic and Georgian and Old Church Slavonic and Arabic, and just this was the gospel exploding into the Mediterranean world into various tongues and languages so people could have it. We compare all that data, and what we discover is hundreds of thousands of variations as to what the wording of these manuscripts is. Now, that sounds like we can't get back to the original text at all. But when you begin to realize that 99% of those variations can't even be translated, or if they can be translated, they make no difference whatsoever, then all of a sudden you say, now I'm dealing with just a few hundred differences that are significant. And once again, they don't impact the essentials of the Christian faith. Somewhere along the line, this guy copied from this guy, or maybe several points down the line. But as I examine this and I see the differences among the manuscripts, I still have to ask the question, are these manuscripts generally reliable as witnesses to the original text? If they're written in the 2nd century or the 16th century, are they generally reliable? So you'll have a manuscript that says, he said to them. Jesus spoke to his disciples, is what it's talking about. A later scribe will come along and he'll want to clarify who the he is and who the them is, and so he'll change he to Jesus and them to the disciples. Now, when a third scribe comes along and he sees both of these manuscripts, who's going to leave out the name of Jesus when he's writing out what the manuscript said? So he's going to put the name of Jesus in there. And so you get growth through clarification and through piety and through liturgical use over the centuries. But it is not a lot of growth. One of the most remarkable things about New Testament manuscripts is this. Over the 1,500 years we have of the copies being done by hand of New Testament manuscripts up until the time of the printing press, we have a growth that we'd expect. It's kind of like a snowball going down a hill. It's going to pick up all sorts of stuff. But how much growth do you have over those 1,500 years? 2%. That's how much the manuscripts have changed over 1,500 years.